News is broken today that Joseph Parker has failed a drug test for cocaine. Cocaine was in his system on fight week. Apparently, from what Ring Magazine put out, it is very likely that Joseph Parker took it on the week of the bloody fight. He tested positive for it on the day, so it was still in his system on the day. So, yeah, basically, from the research they've done so far and that they've got, it's likely Joseph Parker was doing it on fight week. Shocking stuff, to be honest with you. I really like Big Joseph Parker, but this is just disgraceful. It's embarrassing. It's shocking. It's not good enough at all. You know, the guy's meant to be a professional boxer. You know, he was so close to getting an Alexander Usyk fight, and he does this by throwing the fight away. Shocking stuff. It's best Fabio Wardley won the fight. You know, look, now this has came out. As much as I wanted Parker to win, it's best that Wardley won the fight because Parker seemed undisciplined. I think he very clearly hearing this, he overlooked Fabio Wardley, thought he's run through him. You know, you're not ever going to run through a big puncher like Wardley and, you know, think it's going to be so easy if you're not training your hardest. It's not good enough at all, to be honest. It's a real shame, but it's definitely best for boxing that Wardley won now. And that early stoppage that Howard Foster did, I think, has really saved a massive meltdown if Parker was to have won that on points. So, yeah, actually, fair play to Howard Foster for stepping in early on and stopping the fight. So, yeah, overall, with the attitudes that both guys had, Fabio Wardley deserved to win. And he got the stoppage win, didn't stop fighting all night. So, yeah, there you go. Fabio Wardley won. He had the right attitude. And, yeah, someone like that who's disciplined deserves the fight with Alexander Usyk more than someone who is using drugs and could be an addict. If you're taking it on fight week, then you kind of must be. But, you know, at the run out the way, you have got to think as well, is Joseph Parker okay mentally? Is that why, you know, he's been really desperate to be as active as possible when it's been a real shame that he hasn't been as active as possible, and that might be what has slowed him down. So hopefully he is all good mentally. That is something that has got to be said. And it's a real shame if things are going on in the life of Joseph Parker, which is making him have to do this. Yeah, it's a real shame. It might be a fact that Joseph Parker, you know, considering everything, it might be a fact that Joseph Parker is surrounding himself with the wrong people. Tyson Fury possibly supplying him. You know, look, he might be surrounding himself with the wrong people. And the fact, even though if he was around his team on fight week and he took cocaine on fight week when his team were most likely around him all week, it's like, he probably has got a lot of the wrong people around him anyway, if you do think about it. He probably has. That they're allowing this and not keeping full track. What I don't understand as well is, like, surely Joseph Parker knew this would pop up. Surely he knew that this would pop up. So I don't get why do it. Why do it on fight week? Unless he was just feeling really mentally bad. I don't know. But, you know, Parker seemed, I know, he's pretty fat on the night. Like, let's be honest. He was slow. He wasn't as quick as he was against Jan. Wasn't as quick as he was against Wilder. Wasn't as quick as he was against Piccoli. You know, he was pretty fat and slow that night. He looked very off. His legs underneath him, his footwork wasn't great at all. He wasn't really moving as well. And it could be because of just all this going on with substances, which he's been doing. You know, it's not a performance enhancing drug, so you can't hate. It's not a performance enhancing drug, you know. The only person it's harming is himself. So, yeah, I mean, if he makes that choice, then no one can do anything about it. That's his choice. But, you know, the only person it's harming is himself. It's not harming anyone else. You know, it's more and less like you need help more than get a ban. You know, you've got guys like Conor Benn, who's going to be headlining in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow against Chris Eubank Jr. And, you know, he basically barely got a ban. And Joseph Parker could be facing a 2-year ban. So it's just not right. You got Ryan Garcia, who faced a year ban for PEDs, and he's straight back in the game. But Joseph Parker, 2 years for cocaine. It's not right. You know, Liam Cameron had 5 years for cocaine. And again, as I said, they're only harming themselves. Connor Benn, Ryan Garcia, Jarrell Miller, you know, their intentions are to harm other people. They're not there harming themselves. So it's very wrong. I think drug cheats should be banned for life. I think with cocaine and that, like weed, whatever, you just need to, if you're a professional athlete, you need to get help and get this sorted as soon as possible. There's no need to ban them, especially, you know, when you've got so many drugs. I mean, you know, Canelo in there as well, Fury, you know, where's the balance when they're on performance enhancing drugs, but we're doing this for cocaine? You know, that is something which isn't right. You know, performance enhancing drugs could do another man serious damage. Doing all this substance abuse to yourself, it's just self-harming, really. You know, it's not affecting anybody else. So it's just harming their own performance. So I don't get why you need to ban them for 2 years when you're not banning PED cheats for even that long. It's shocking. It's shocking how this is. How situations like this are just always dealt with, but it's always the favourites who get away with it. And unfortunately, Joseph Parker, the guys like Liam Cameron as well, they're just, you know, they're not favourites around a lot of these people who are in charge. And just because they're not the big poster boys of the game doesn't mean they should be getting worse punishment. It's shocking. It's shocking for something which isn't even as bad. As I said again, it's only harming their own performance. It's only harming themselves. So, yeah, I just don't get what was going through Joseph Parker's head, though. I don't get it, but you know, it could be like, you know, he's not feeling mentally right at the moment. It could be a fact of he's just pretty stupid doing that on fight week. It could be because he's around the wrong people. I don't know. You know, only he knows why. Only he knows why. He might have been spiked, but I doubt it. I doubt. Why would anyone spike him? I highly doubt it, and he would have knew it would have been in his system as well. So yeah, it's a real weird one. Anyway, thanks for watching.